So in this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how you can work with images in Pixellab. Remember I told you that Pixellab is a very powerful tool with which we can actually make up our designs with our mobile phones. So I'm going to teach you how you can work with it very well. Now remember, this is Learn with Eugene, a channel that teaches you digital skills on your mobile phones that you can use to scale in this 21st century. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do it to subscribe and also invite others to like our channel. Okay, so let's go on quickly. We want to work with images. How do we work with images in Pixellab? So as you can see this image, I have just edited all of it using Pixellab. So we're going to see how we can play around with our images using this Pixellab. So let me get to delete all of these and then we get started right away. Okay, so remember to add up an image, click on this, then click on from gallery. So you can select the range of all images that you want. So I'm going to select this image. Okay, so the first thing we have to learn is um, taking our aspect ratios and importing our images. Once you select an image in Pixellab, it's going to show you this canvas. From here, you can select and crop the aspect of the image that you want. Now, in the case that I had wanted to just take a part of it, so I could just select by moving these handles. Here you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 handles. All right, so we have 3 on the horizontal scale and also 3 on the vertical scale. So these handles can help you to resize it in whichever pattern that you want, as you can see what I'm doing now. Then also, sorry, let's get back. Then we can also resize it from the diagonal part. Now, one of the good things about resizing from diagonal part is that it helps you to maintain the aspect of it. So as you can see, this as I resize from here, I'm resizing both sides at the same time, unlike when I am resizing just the vertical scale of it. All right, so that's one aspect of it. Then other ones too, you can see different types here, different scales here. So this is 1:1, which is a square image. If you look at this image, it's not a square regularly, but selecting this now, you can see that this handle cannot move. Okay, so once I put it onto square, it means that any part of this image I'm going to select, I must select it as a square. So when I need it as a square, then I just have to select 1:1 so that it will guide me in selecting the part of image I want to do, but to make sure that it is a square. Okay, when my frame I want to place it is a 16:9 frame, then I just have to select 16:9. So by this, I will just have to resize. Anytime I want to resize, you can see that the middle handles are no more because it is now locked to this particular aspect ratio 16:9. So I can only select it and have a smaller scale of it. All right, so with this I can be able to select an image that should fit to the canvas that I want. All right, so another one is 4:3 scale, 3:2, 9:16, 3:4. So just in any pattern that you want it. Okay, but this time around we're not going to use all of these ones. Okay, I'm not going to use all of these ones. I'm just going to take it back. All right, remember, once I select any of these before and I don't want it again, so I can just select this to take it back to my original scale. All right, so then also these two icons here is for flipping. You can flip the image in the vertical axis, turning the image the other way around, or you can turn it in the horizontal axis, flipping the image upside down. All right, so that's for that. Then these are for rotate. You can rotate the image as you want them. All right, so you rotate the image here the same way counterclockwise. Okay, so that's for it. So for this, it's going to just give you a circular form of the shape of your image rather. Okay, so I'm not going to select this either. I'm just going to leave the main image as I want it. Okay, so with this we are good to go. I've explained all of the concepts we have here. And also here is to lock the aspect ratio so that you would not be able to change the aspect ratio. So when it is locked, you can only do it from diagonal path, meaning that you follow the aspect ratio. You can say once you select 16 by 9, for instance, aspect ratio is locked. But when you unlock it, then you can now alter the pattern. All right. So let's reset it, and then when you're done, just click on the good here, and the image will be inserted. So once you've inserted your image, the next thing you have to do is uh, come back to this properties toolbox or properties box. Now, once you click on this, when you want to work with your images or your shapes, you use this particular one. So, for text, you use this. Okay, the background, you use this. So let's come back to this, and if you want to delete it, simply you can click on that to delete, but we don't want that. So you can crop as well. Okay, coming back to this canvas where you can actually make up for your image. All right, but I'm not going to do that also. So just for knowledge sake, then also to front back, we're going to learn that in subsequent classes. Then we'll talk about color. When you use color for it, you are just trying to blank out your image. Let's try that and see what happens. You see, the image is no more. So when we take it down, we no more have our image. So just like an honorary shape now. Okay, so it will be good for something like an avatar when you have uh, your picture already shaped out and you just want to turn it to an avatar. It's something of that nature. Okay, so we'll talk about color filters. One of the most important things, color filters. Okay, let's watch out color filter, what it does. Now, color filters enables us to adjust our hue, saturation, brightness, and contrast. Okay, so let's see what hue does. Hue is going to tint our picture. So you can see how that our picture is being tinted and the color is being changed. All right, just like our naira has been tinted for us. Okay, so that's just for fun anyway. So that is what hue does. All right, so for hue, okay, let's say I need something like this, a bit greenish. Then we'll talk about saturation. Saturation is just for increasing the temperature of your image. All right, saturation increases the temperature of your image. Okay, so for us to have a natural image, I'm going to reset this one in particular so that we can have natural image. So we'll say saturation is going to increase the temperature of your image. You can see what you're having. Okay, so if I take it back down, it's almost turned cool. Come back to our grayscale. Okay, so that is what it does. It increases the temperature of our image. So it's going to be like this. It's a very useful element in pictures. Then also brightness, of which we know what brightness is. Okay, increases the lighting of our picture. All right. Then also this contrast is almost synonymous to that of saturation, but contrast makes your image a bit sharper. Okay, brings up the try to remove some kind of shadows your image and try to make the lighting a bit more saturated. Okay, that's for your contrast. You can see my original image. It's a bit dark, so if I have to increase my contrast a bit, you can see how brightened it is becoming. All right, it works on both the contrast, the saturation, the shadows, and all of it. That's for contrast. All right, so let's assume I want to make this. I'm going to make it a bit more contrasted. Then I can reduce the brightness a bit. Okay, so let's just maintain this. Okay, so let's say if we can hue this, I don't want it to be hued. All right, so one of the best way you can also achieve black and white images here is by reducing your saturation to 0. It turns to black and white already. Okay, so that's for that. So let's just make this. Then let's see if we can tint this. It's already black and white, so we cannot see the tinting except for the variation of colors you can see. All right, so let's just leave the hue to 0. So we'll save it. Now we've done this for. Let's learn another important tool in the photo editing with Pixellab. Now, another important tool is the eraser. Now, the eraser tool, I'm just going to duplicate this image so that let me copy it. All right. So I've just duplicated it. I'm going to hide it first. I'm going to hide it so that I'll show you some differences afterwards. Now, we can use our eraser tool. From our eraser tool, uh, this is our brush size. Okay, you can increase the brush size as you want. You can see how big it is and small it is, the brush size. So you can just use to wipe your image. You can see from this left part that is showing a piece of your image because you needed to actually have it zoomed out. And a proper way for you to erase your pictures very well is for you to zoom out your image. Okay, so when you click on the zoom, you can just pinch it. Okay, when you pinch it, yeah, you can have it better. So when you want to erase, it gives you a better way to erase so that you don't have to get into your stuff. So you go gradually, you can check in it from the left part, the little screen that is there, so that you don't chop into your image so roughly. All right, so that's just what it does. I'm just going to let all of this be. Okay, so just for all of this for the edges. Okay, either smoothing the edges or make it so sharp. At default it is at 0. Okay, so that's just it. That's how to do it. Then another one is to make use of this freehand tool. It's going to cut all of it off. Okay, so when you do this, you can just click on this one, which is the selected area, and to chop it off. You get it now? So that's just it. Then sorry, I'm just gonna undo this. Okay. No. Just gonna take that off. Okay, so I have chopped up some part of my images. All right, so this is for eraser. Then another thing we have is the masking tool. The masking tool. You see that for eraser, we're able to remove some parts of our images. All right. So, well, let's work with masking tool. This masking tool is a bit similar to the image, but it's different. All right. So, I'm going to bring up the other image we worked with. This, okay, let me still copy it so that we can still have another copy of it afterwards. All right. So, sorry, I still need this. Okay. So with this image, I'm going to replicate the masking tool. Now this masking tool, it enables you to take part of your image out. Okay, let's enable it first here. Take part of your image out, but it is not to delete it. Say for example, now I've taken this place out now. Okay, yeah. So I could just select out so that it take the outer part of what I've selected. Now sorry, the inverse rather, as the case may be. So I've taken this and click on OK. Now I have this. Now these two images, I masked this to remove some part of it. Here I use my eraser tool. So if you look at this image, I can restore this image back to its original format by simply going to my mask tool, and then I'll disable it. All right, so I have it. But for eraser, it is gone and it is gone for good. There's no way I can undo it. All right, so that's just the difference between the both of them. So the same way that the masking tool works, the eraser rather, that's how the masking tool can also work. But the masking tool, you can use your bezier mode to be able to make some changes to it. All right, with some of these tools. Well, I'm going to teach you more about how to edit photos, how to trim photos with Pixellab in subsequent videos. Okay, just for the knowledge, that is on. Okay, so that's just the major things. Every other thing that is here, we have treated them where we dealt with handling image or working with images in that video. So if you missed that video, please check back on the playlist on our channel. You'll see it working with images, and you're going to learn a lot more other features about the rest for 3D rotates, 3D shapes, and the rest of it. So let's proceed. Please remember, this is Learn with Eugene, content channel that teaches you how to digitize your skills and to learn more digital skills in this 21st century to skill. So do not forget to subscribe to this channel and also invite others to join us in this channel. If you have any comment, please drop it in the comment box. I'm going to respond to you as soon as possible. See you.